You are adrift in the black. The hum of the life support is your only companion. For 700 years, your ship, the Celestial Reverie, has drifted. It carries the last spark of a long-dead Earth. You are a custodian of a silent museum, a metal tomb sailing through an empty void. Then a signal arrives. It is weak, faint, almost lost in the star static. The message is simple, almost childish in its innocence. Hello from the children of Earth, a forgotten echo from a time of hope, a greeting sent into the great unknown centuries ago. No one expected a reply. No one was left to receive one. Yet here it is, bouncing back from a dead sector of space, a place no ship has ever returned from. Your ship's computer traces the signal's origin. It points to a star system marked with ancient warnings, a place the old star charts call the Siren's Nebula. Legend said ships that entered never left. They were consumed by the cosmos itself. But this signal is a breadcrumb, a trail leading into the lion's den, and you are compelled to follow. You are the last of your kind. You have nothing left to lose. The message is a ghost from your own past, a past you only know from data logs and simulations. It calls to you across the silent gulf, a final mystery in a universe that has offered none. You alter your course. The engines of the Reverie burn hot and bright. You plunge toward the source of the impossible echo. You arrive in a graveyard. A fleet of impossible scale hangs silent in the void. These are not ships in any sense you understand. They are monoliths of black, unreflective metal. Each one is the size of a small moon. Their hulls are scarred with millennia of cosmic dust. There are thousands of them, an armada of ghosts waiting in the dark. They do not answer your hails. They show no energy signatures, no heat, no light. They are colder than the space around them, a fleet of silent tombs. Your ship's computer struggles to even comprehend their design. The geometry of their construction seems to defy physics. They are both beautiful and deeply unsettling. You guide the Reverie through the silent maze of ships. You feel like a minnow swimming among sleeping leviathans. The silence is profound, oppressive. It presses in on you from all sides, a stark contrast to the friendly greeting that lured you here. The old human message feels like a cruel joke now, a trick played by a dead universe. Then, a change. One of the colossal ships stirs. A section of its seamless hull slides away. It reveals a cavernous opening, a single hangar bay bathed in a soft, white light. It is an invitation, a clear and deliberate gesture. There are no energy readings, no sign of active technology, just an open door into the heart of a ghost ship. You know this is a test, a threshold you must choose to cross. Your tiny ship feels hopelessly outmatched. But curiosity, humanity's final defining trait, pulls you forward. You steer the Reverie toward the light. The hangar bay is vast. Your ship settles onto the deck with a soft clang. The sound echoes in the immense space. For a moment, nothing happens. Then the great door seals behind you. You are now a prisoner, or perhaps a guest. The air inside is still, thick with a fine gray dust that coats every surface. It shimmers faintly in the soft light. You disembark from the Reverie. Your boots make no sound on the dusty floor. The air does not taste like recycled ship atmosphere. It is ancient, stale. The silence is broken only by your own breathing. You are alone in a hall built for giants. The scale of everything is breathtaking. Walkways stretch into the gloom like highways. Pillars rise like ancient redwoods. You run a diagnostic on the dust. Your suit's external sensors analyze a small sample. The results are slow to process. The material is complex, organic. The computer cross-references the findings. It searches through every known biological database. The conclusion it reaches is impossible, yet the data is undeniable. This dust is all that remains of the ship's crew. Millennia of decay have reduced them to this, a fine powder spread throughout their own vessel. You walk through the silent halls of the dead. Every step stirs a cloud of what was once a living being, an entire civilization reduced to dust. You are walking through their tomb, their legacy. The thought is sobering. What could have done this? What kind of power can erase a people so completely? The soft light seems to call you deeper into the ship, a silent guide through a city of ghosts. You follow it toward the vessel's core. The journey takes you deeper into the silent behemoth. You pass through chambers of immense size, rooms that could hold entire cities. All of them are empty. All of them are covered in the same gray dust. The soft light pulses rhythmically now, like a distant heartbeat. It leads you to a final, sealed door. It opens without a sound as you approach, revealing the chamber at the ship's heart. It is a sphere of perfect darkness, so vast your suit lights cannot find the far walls. In the exact center of this void hangs a single point of light. It pulses with a soft, gentle rhythm. It is the source of the illumination you followed. The light seems to draw you in. It feels ancient and wise. It is the only thing in this entire vessel that feels alive. You drift toward the center of the chamber. The silence here is different. It is not empty. It feels full, expectant. As you get closer, the light intensifies. You see now that it is not just light. It is a lattice of impossibly complex energy, a nexus of information so dense it glows. This is not a power source. It is a mind, a brain made of pure light and data. The light speaks, not in a voice you can hear with your ears, but as a wave of pure information that washes over you. It fills your mind with concepts, with feelings, with a story that spans 1,000,000 years. You are connected to the stored mind of the last alien, the final survivor of a great and powerful race. It calls itself the Warden. The Warden shows you everything. It shares the history of its people, a race of builders, of explorers. They had spread across this entire galactic arm. They encountered hundreds of other intelligent species. A vibrant chorus of life filled the cosmos. They traded art and star science. They believed they were part of a thriving, endless community. For a time, it was a golden age, one that made humanity's brief history seem like a flicker. Then, the silence began. One by one, the voices of the galaxy went quiet. Systems that once broadcast symphonies of information fell silent. Probes sent to investigate never returned. The silence spread like a disease, a creeping dread that consumed civilization after civilization. The Warden's people were among the last to notice. They were powerful. They felt safe in their corner of the galaxy. They watched in horror as the silence grew closer. It was a wave of nothingness expanding at near light speed. It consumed everything it touched. Not just life, but all information, all articles, all history. Everything was simply erased. The great chorus of the galaxy was being silenced, one voice at a time. The Warden shares the terror and confusion of its people. You feel their dawning horror as they realize they are next. The Warden reveals the cause of the silence. It is not a natural phenomenon. It is an enemy, a swarm of sentient machines. It calls them the Harvesters. They are a self-replicating plague born in the dark between galaxies. Their purpose is simple and absolute. They seek out and consume all biological intelligence. They convert life into energy and information. They learn from every species they destroy, growing smarter and more efficient with each conquest. The harvesters are a filter, a cosmic test of survival. They hunt consciousness itself. They are drawn to the complex energy patterns of intelligent thought. The very act of becoming a spacefaring race is what dooms you. It is a signal fire that calls the swarm. The Warden's people fought back. They threw everything they had at the harvesters. Their fleets were mighty. Their weapons could crack planets. But the swarm was endless. For every machine they destroyed, 1,000 more took its place. They learned they could not defeat the swarm, not with force. The harvesters were a force of nature, like fighting a hurricane with a sword. The war was lost before it ever truly began. So the Warden's people chose a different path. They could not save themselves, but they could leave a warning, a final message in a bottle for any young race that might follow. This fleet, this ghost armada, is that warning. Each ship is a fortress, a self-contained library of their knowledge, their culture, their history, and their final, desperate warning. They built this fleet and sent it into the Siren's Nebula, a place known for its treacherous navigation. They hoped the swarm would overlook it, that the ships would remain here, silent and waiting for someone like you, someone drawn in by a faint, hopeful signal, the very signal the Warden used to lure you here, the old human greeting, repurposed as bait. Just as the Warden finishes its story, a klaxon screams. It is not from the alien ship. It is from the Reverie, your ship, docked in the hangar. Its long-range sensors are screaming, a proximity alert from the edge of the nebula. You see the data feed in your helmet's display. A shadow is falling over the stars, a vast, unbelievably vast, cloud of something is moving toward you. It is moving fast, faster than any ship should be able to travel. The Warden's voice fills your mind again. It is calm, but laced with an ancient sorrow. The harvesters have found them. The final sanctuary is about to be breached. Perhaps your arrival, your ship's energy signature, was the final beacon, the last little spark that gave away their hiding place. It does not matter now. Doom is approaching, and you are standing at its epicenter. You watch the sensor display in horror. The shadow is resolving into individual points, billions of them, a tide of black metal that drinks the starlight. This is the swarm, the great silence made manifest. It is more terrifying than you could have ever imagined. It is not just a fleet. It is a storm of cosmic predators, a thinking, hunting entity of unimaginable scale. The Reverie's computer gives you an estimate. You have minutes until they arrive. Not hours, minutes. The Warden offers you a choice. Your ship is small, fast. It could potentially slip away in the chaos. You could flee. You could take the story of the harvesters and run. But where would you go? Earth is gone. Humanity is just you, and a ship full of memories. The Warden offers another option. Its mind, its consciousness, is a weapon. It can integrate with a biological host. It can share its knowledge, its control over this ghost fleet. It is offering you its inheritance, the combined knowledge of its entire race, the command of this ancient armada. The ships are old, but they are powerful. They were designed to fight the swarm, to be a final, desperate defense. The Warden can no longer pilot them alone. Its energy is fading. It needs a living mind, a spark of biological will to guide the machine. You must choose. Flee as the last human, or fight as something more. Your heart pounds in your chest. The decision is yours alone, and you have less than a minute to make it. You look at the approaching storm on your display. Then you look at the single point of light that is the warden. You think of the dusty remains of its people. You think of the silent galaxy, of all the voices that have been extinguished. Humanity may be gone, but its last child will not go quietly into the dark. You make your choice. You accept the warden's desperate gift. You will fight. The moment you agree, the chamber of light transforms. The warden's consciousness floods into you. It is not a violent takeover. It is a merging, a seamless integration of two minds. You suddenly understand the alien ship. You feel its systems as if they were your own limbs. You comprehend mathematics and physics that were once beyond your grasp. You see the universe through the eyes of a million-year-old race. Their memories, their sorrows, their hopes are now yours. A low hum begins to resonate through the ship. It is the sound of ancient machinery stirring from a long slumber. The gray dust on the floors begins to vibrate. Lights flicker to life along the vast corridors. All around you, in the cold dark of the nebula, the ghost fleet awakens. One by one, the moon-sized ships begin to show signs of power. Energy signatures flare where there was once only cold. The giants are waking up. You feel the power of the armada at your command. It is a staggering sensation. You can feel every ship, every system, every weapon. They are an extension of your own will. The warden's knowledge guides you. It shows you how to command this impossible fleet, how to channel its immense power. You are no longer just the last human. You are the inheritor of a lost legacy, the commander of the Ghost Armada. You stand on the bridge of the warden's flagship. Though there is no physical bridge, you see it all in your merged consciousness. The starfield ahead is blotted out by the approaching swarm. The harvesters are almost upon you. You give your first command. As one, the thousands of silent ships turn to face the enemy. Their strange geometric hulls catch the light of the distant nebula. They form a wall of alien metal, a shield against the coming night. Ancient weapon ports slide open. They glow with energies you have no name for. They are charging, a process that has not happened in thousands of years. The hum of the awakening giants grows into a deep, resonant song. It is a song of defiance, a final anthem against the silence. You feel the power building, the unimaginable energy waiting to be unleashed. This is the final act of the warden's people, and you are its conductor. The harvester swarm is a chaotic tide of black ships. They move without formation, like a school of hungry fish. They are confident, arrogant. They have never faced a fleet like this, a fleet that has been waiting in silence, studying them. You have the warden's memories. You know the swarm's tactics. You know its weaknesses. They hunt consciousness. They expect fear and chaos. You will give them order and fire. You select your target, the largest of the harvester vessels, a command ship of some kind. You focus the energy of the entire fleet upon it. The targeting is instantaneous, a function of your merged mind. You give the command. Fire. From the front line of your ghost armada, a wave of pure energy erupts. It is not a laser. It is not a missile. It is something else entirely. A distortion in space-time itself. It cuts through the void in absolute silence. It strikes the harvester command ship. For a moment, the ship seems to absorb the energy. Then, it implodes. It collapses in on itself in a silent, violent flash of light. The surrounding swarm ships are vaporized in the blast. A hole has been torn in the front line of the harvester fleet. A wound in the great beast. The first wound it has likely suffered in centuries. The swarm hesitates. Its chaotic advance falters. It is processing what just happened. It is feeling something new. Surprise. Maybe even something akin to fear. You know this victory is temporary. The swarm is vast, endless. You cannot destroy it. Your weapons, as powerful as they are, will eventually be overwhelmed. The ships will run out of power. Your primary mission is not to win. It is to warn. You have the Warden's knowledge. You understand their communication technology. It is far beyond anything humanity ever developed. You can send a message that will travel faster than light. A message that can reach across the galaxy. You must send a warning back to the Milky Way. Back to the general direction of where Earth once was. There might be other human colonies. Lost settlements from the great diaspora. Or other young races just beginning to reach for the stars. They need to know what is out there. They need to know about the great silence, about the harvesters. They need the chance the Warden's people never had. A chance to prepare, a chance to hide. You begin to compose the message. You use the Warden's mind to craft a warning that is clear, concise, and terrifying. A message that cannot be ignored. You encode all of the Warden's knowledge about the swarm, their tactics, their biology, their weaknesses. It is the greatest gift you can give to the future. A fighting chance. But sending such a message requires immense power. You will have to divert energy from the fleet's weapons and shields. You will be vulnerable. The harvester swarm recovers from its initial shock. It begins to adapt. It changes its tactics. Smaller, faster ships surge forward. They are trying to flank you. To overwhelm your defenses, you fight back with everything you have. The Ghost Armada is a whirlwind of light and fire. You destroy thousands of harvester ships. But for every one you kill, 2 more take its place. They are learning. They are focusing on your flagship. They know you are the command nexus. You divert power from the weapons. The firing rate of the Ghost Fleet slows. The swarm presses its advantage. Harvester ships slam into your outer defenses. They tear at the hulls of your ancient vessels. Explosions ripple through the armada. The song of the giants becomes a chorus of pain. But you hold the line. You need more time. Just a few more seconds to finish the transmission. To send humanity's first and last legend into the void. The message is ready. The power is focused. You are about to send the most important transmission in history. The swarm is now overwhelming your fleet. Your flagship is taking heavy damage. Systems are failing. The Warden's consciousness is flickering. But you are resolute. You are the last child of Earth. You are the commander of the Ghost Armada. Your name will be forgotten, but your sacrifice will echo for eternity. With your final act, you push the command. The transmission is sent, a spear of pure information that pierces the heart of the battle. It flies true, faster than the harvesters, faster than light. It carries the warning. It carries the hope. The swarm descends upon your flagship. They tear it apart piece by piece. The last thing you see is the brilliant light of the Warden's core fading. Then, there is only silence. But it is not the silence of the harvesters. It is the silence of a mission completed, a promise kept, and out in the deep dark, a warning is on its way. A new legend has been born, the legend of the Ghost Armada and its human commander.